Alright, that's rolling. Here we go. Previously in the GodBreaking, our party of I guess an accurate word for you guys now is demigod level characters are making their way up Mount Celestia. And you found yourselves at this particular time on the plane of Nirvana, engaged in battle. You have confronted the greater god Bane, the only, oh, not only anymore, one of the only two gods still left on this plane. He has stolen the life force and more than the life force, the life truths that Corlin Larethian, formerly known as Malchior from the previous pantheon, the previous pantheon of gods, he has stolen those deep truths that only the greatest of gods have ever even considered attaining to. He's stolen them from Corlin Larethian and twisted them and converted them into beasts of his own design. The three axioms. You guys know them as the exchange of force, the learning of truths, and the binding of things. He has created these creatures and sent them off to do his will, which is destroy God and devil alike. Anyone who has tampered with his plans, insulted him, or trod upon his goals. You guys have rescued, or for the most part, gotten a hold of Deimos, although Deimos had much of his intellect and his experience sapped away and stolen by the learning of truths. And so Deimos is returned to his level 20 version of himself. You guys were trying to figure out what to do next, and in a conversation with Mistra, discovered that you need to confront these axioms with a paradox, something completely contrary to themselves. And in the process of doing that, I actually don't remember how you decided to go to the Feywild, but you went to the Feywild. You figured, you realized that if anything that's contradictory to the way of nature, the patterns of nature, the truths of nature existed, it would be found in the Feywild. So you left Nirvana, and you left Bane and the Axioms to their own devices. You and Corlin Larethian traveled to the Feywild. Instantly, you noticed that Corlin Larethian had his own plans. He began to embed himself in the firmament of this world. He planted himself and surrounded himself and embedded himself in the trunk of a great tree that grew where he was. And as you stood there, this tree grew taller and grander. It didn't look natural to this area. It didn't look like it fit in with the flora of this land. Gale, or Renly, you came across an old friend, Grandtrunk, and at his behest, or using his ability, you summoned the lords of this land to come, or the authorities of this land to come. And as that happened, one of your friends, who you guys have not encountered for a long time, Feldorn, the half-elf warlock, who you guys had last seen I think it was. I actually don't remember where in the story he cut. I think it was before you guys fought the Tarrasque, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't remember fighting it.
yeah. Yeah, he died right before because he ate that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was before you guys fought Inkamel, the Tarrasque hybrid. So that was the last time Feldorn was here, and Renly had brought him to the Feywild to be healed and nurtured back to health. Feldorn arrived along with the other wild hearts of this land. Okay, so Feldorn, you are one of 4 wild hearts. The wild hearts, are the guardians of each kingdom. You're one of the 4 wild hearts of Ilianbruin. I'll put that in chat. Okay.
Got it.
The wild hearts are the guardians and peacekeepers and authorities in each Fey territory, and you guys are in the territory of Ilianbruin. You guys all serve the queen of this area, of this land. And as you guys gather, you're looking. You communicate a little bit with your friends that you haven't seen in 15 years, and you guys kind of were getting to know each other, and catching up with each other. So let's pick it up there, and we'll see how it turns out. So Feldorn arrived first, and after a few minutes of talking, these other wild hearts begin to arrive.
Did we attack the tree or something? Or did I make that up?
Did you?
Yeah,
I think
Did you attack a tree?
Contained?
Which tree?
Yeah, I think I kicked the shit out of it.
Grand Trunk?
No, we attacked the tree that Corlon became.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he nuked the fuck out of it.
Oh,
I
okay,
kicked the
okay.
shit out of it, I
He
think.
was getting ready to nuke the fuck out of it. I imprisoned it.
Yes. Imprisonment. Contained.
So,
So
Elwyn
we got
blasted
that
it, and
problem
you're
contained, right?
containing.
For 18 minutes.
Ooh, graphics good.
It's contained for 18 minutes.
You guys were able to impede Corlin Larethian's growth here. Stop him, lock him, basically hold him back for 18 minutes. Okay, so this is the beginning of those 18 minutes. You hear.
Eldorn,
Go ahead.
how are you, my friend? Have you become a tree hugger like Renly?
I kind of do some shifty eyes and say, no, not really.
Good. Because I was amazed to find out that Renly's had many trees inside of her.
Many a branch.
Many a branch has tickled Renly from the inside.
I give Renly this oh, really look.
Wait, as a tree, y'all have also been inside me. Remember my spell?
I look at everybody else and I'm like,
No, I've never been inside her.
Renly gets around, doesn't she?
My traveling by tree spell. You'll go into me in my tree form. You've
mean-
totally been inside me.
I mean, Deimos spent a night with Renly inside him and him inside her.
Yeah, but Deimos is a man whore.
Deimos is?
Yeah, but the thing is Renly was an octopus at the time.
Oh, I didn't know Deimos, you were into tentacles there.
He's
Huh.
definitely now. You missed like a year worth of Deimos being afraid of tentacles.
It was Deimos' greatest phobia for
Oh, so
about
you're not-
for about a year.
So you're not
So-
into tentacles?
Until ropes.
Oh shit. This is 2000 and
That's
Deimos
right.
is still terrified again of tentacles.
That's right.
Oh,
Deimos
No.
doesn't. He's scared of shitless of tentacles. Alright, Deimos is back in. Hey, what you say about what? If you said something about what?
I didn't know you were into tentacles.
You see Deimos staring off into the distance. Pale face, sweat, scared.
I've
And
never
he's
seen.
just
I've never
standing there
seen.
motionless, just like staring into the distance. Yes.
I look at Owen and I'm like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I've never seen this before. I've never seen Deimos scared of anything. What's going on here?"
I'll tell you later. It has to do with an octopus and Renly. It was a nightmare.
Deimos hears
very
octopus, and you
drunk.
see Deimos starts running somewhere.
Deimos, come back!
You can't catch me. You're never gonna get me.
Beldorn kind of looks at everybody's like, "Alright, guys, we gotta do something about this big old tree. My buddies are telling me it's trying to kill us."
Yeah, that's why I beat the shit out of it. But when it comes back, we should be ready.
The tree, or is it Corellian Colonel?
It's the same thing, I think.
He
No.
embedded himself in a tree.
I mean, I'm looking at the tree. Does it look like we can sort of like excise him or cut him away from the tree?
I thought he became the
He's
tree.
already spread out like over a kilometer.
Is that him or the tree?
Him. He grew roots out of him into the ground that have already spread out over a kilometer away.
I'm gonna use my spark and like look into the weave and try to figure out like what kind of shit Colonel has done here. So I'm perceiving, I guess. What is the tree?
We already know. He's sucking the life out of the realm.
That I realized, but I'm trying to figure out like how much of it is him versus the tree, or whether they are now one.
I say we nuke it from orbit.
Renly,
Mhm.
you are able to, since you've been in this land, you've spent a lot of your time. The greater part of your life has been traversing the Feywild. So you are familiar, especially when last time you were here. I mean, some things have changed since the last time you were here, but for the most part, you're familiar with the culture, the customs, the plant life, the animal life, that kind of stuff. You know that this tree is an aberration. It is different. It is far apart from anything in the Feywild. And as you examine it and you commune with nature to see what it has become and what it's doing, it is an extension of Corlin Lorethian himself. He is the tree. I mean, he's gathered material here and wrapped himself in it. So the resources, the actual matter that he used to grow into branches and bark and roots, he took from the environment here. But he's basically been assuming it, just taking it and twisting it. And it's not just a simple tree. It's hardened. It's like extremely durable. It is so embedded. It's deeply embedded in the ground of this place. He in the few minutes that he was here, he's managed to entrench himself deeply. It's gonna be extremely difficult to remove this tree entirely from this plane.
I got it. Okay, I'm going to be, we need something big, and I think our crowns will do it. It'll be fine. It'll be perfect, right? Right?
Of course. Let me get a crown really quick. I've got you guys.
Yes, I'm sure. I think you have a crown already. Yes.
Hey, Renly.
Yeah.
Renly.
Yeah?
I used my crown and I'm only able to hold it back for, probably only 15 more minutes.
Alrighty. Everyone else's crowns.
Yep. Yeah, I have a crown too. Now hear me out on this one. What if I just chop the tree down with my fists?
What does
I
your
already
crown
used
do?
my crown.
Fuck.
Yes.
I mean, I could open a portal to the maw.
That would
You
be
see
good.
Deimos in the back, like tearing some of his paper and like taping it together. And it's gonna look like a paper Burger King crown. And he's gonna put it on his head. Hey, see my friends, I also have a crown that you guys also have. I'm one of like you guys in the group, and I'm ready to use it to chop this tree down.
Great.
Somebody broke Deimos.
Look, Deimos has never been broken. Deimos is amazing. I have a silver and gold brooch that I have attached to Captain Fluffy Paws, which is still inside. Where the fuck is Captain Fluffy Paws?
Oh no, Fluffy Paws isn't there.
Deimos is having a panic
Wait.
attack right now.
No,
Maybe
we
you
left.
can
No,
branch out.
no,
Grant
no.
it.
We left her. You left her somewhere, Deimos, to be safe.
Deimos, you never do that. Edith, I beat your face. Who are you? You're not Edith,
We
everyone
got a
knows.
new kitty. We
Edith,
went back there, didn't we? And we
the
got a new
fuck?
kitty.
I'm never getting you,
No,
kid.
the kitty.
Captain
the
fucking
kitty's-
Fluffy Paws.
Fluffy Paws is on where Elwin's girlfriend is.
Oh, I thought we went
Wait,
to that old village.
Which girlfriend?
That both of us went to.
Which one?
His current girlfriend.
He's got like 74.
Wait. You mean Akelia?
Yeah,
Wait,
because I
what'd you
remember
fucking-
we left
Okay,
her
it's
dad
mine.
there,
Wait,
Yeah.
okay.
but we left
Okay, guys.
Fluffy Paws on that plane when we went to the water place.
So you telling me you left Acadia with my niece, right? Not your
Really?
girlfriend. I'm just... Okay.
No.
Yes, mate. Yes.
Captain Fluffy Paws is still on the material plane. She gave you
Yeah.
another cat, though.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what it was.
The cat is with
sorry,
Akelia.
You guys
I
talking about...
I thought that cat was Fluffy Paws.
Okay, you guys are ridiculous. Okay? You guys are all going insane. I don't know what you guys are doing in this plane. Just freaking out, saying I put Captain Fluffy Paws with Acadia. That you say Elwin's dating, which is ridiculous. Because she's trying to rule the city. And like, you guys are ridiculous. I would never get another cat. You guys are... I just... Deimos is gonna walk away.
The cat kind of nips your feet and rubs against your leg.
I look down. And I'm like... And then I look at you guys. And then I squinty side-eyed everybody. And you see Deimos slowly hide the cat behind his back and walk away with it. I'm not even petting this cat. Okay, can't even tell.
Renly, this is what the tree looks like.
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna start because at the moment I'm still very much party girl Renly, and I want to get to the rave. So I'm going to try something. I do not know if it'll work, but I'm blowing everything on it.
I'm gonna help you out.
That sounds great.
Hey, watch this. I'm going 3 evens in a row.
You
Damn
almost
it.
got 3 evens in a row.
Alright. I don't even know what that would do, but whatever. I'm trying to bullshit my way. I have no abilities, guys. I can't help with shit. I'm gonna give you a +4.
You can guide
Or-
us.
A plus D4.
Wait a second. I'm gonna give you a +D4. Actually, I'm gonna use my firework tits.
You have where did these go?
Oh, you did have
Why are they
fireworks.
not
Yes, you did,
back?
yeah.
Yes,
Why
I have
did you
all of
lose
my
them?
old stuff back. I have all of everything. That's how it works. You can't take
Because
away
you're not.
my items.
Those aren't anymore because you're not a woman anymore.
Nope,
Remember,
nope,
you had
they're
them when
here.
you were a
They're
woman.
here. Nope, they're
But
here.
he still
They're right.
has boobs.
They're right-
You
they're in
just
my
don't
thing.
keep them.
One second, you say I'm not a woman? Then why do I have a book code of girl cheats? Guess what I fucking thought? Case point, Jamos wins, you lose. I have a fucking floating boat. I have everything. You can't stop Jamos. I'm a fucking pirate.
Feldorn, you're there watching, and as the other wild hearts gather around, you hear a crackling of energy as Viltham appears next to you. He says, Feldorn, these creatures seem to know you.
Yeah. Yeah, they were around when that thing happened that I ate.
He says,
The, the one that's supposedly been in a bunch of orgies with you guys is the one that brought me here and helped save my life.
"Oh, her? Oh, yes, I know
Yeah.
her. Quite well. Quite well. Many times, in fact. But the rest of them." He looks at you all and he says, "Do you think that the Queen will take kindly to their presence?"
I let out a really deep sigh and I go, I don't know, but I know they might be able to help us with what's about to happen.
I see. Well, I know that the party is scheduled, but he looked at them all, and he glances at the tree. Says, "Certain things may take priority." The Drusilla arrives too, and she says, "And whatever you say, whatever our customs are," and she points at Deimos. She says, "I am not fucking that one, even out of pity."
Who's
I
she
never
pointing
wanted
to?
to catch
Demo.
hepatitis 27 either. You dumb whore. Oh, your game was got it good, guys. Wait, Veldorn, you like to eat plants. Can you eat that tree?
Eldorn looks at the tree and says, No, I learned my lesson last time.
Damn, how about that dumb bitch slut over there sticks up her vagina? I bet you can handle it.
I didn't
Demos
say
is
anything.
on a roll.
I just kind of shake my head and I'm like, Demos,
Yeah,
why haven't you suplexed this tree yet?
you're right.
Demos, while you guys are doing your stuff, Demos is gonna start doing that.
All right, go ahead and start and roll me 5 athletics checks. What'd you say, Adis?
I have a mechanical question for you.
Okay.
So for our music of the spheres, right? It says that we can move inanimate material, right? So if I was standing on the ground and I decided to move a 5-foot cube of earth beneath my feet up, would it move me up with it?
Yes. If you wanted it to.
Sweet. Then I'm just gonna rip this entire fucking tree out of the ground.
We share the
You can-
same idea.
And you can add a 3 to all of those because I don't feel like rolling at
And
5.
then I'm gonna open a portal to the void and let it get sucked into the void. That's my idea to you all.
Okay.
Since I did manage to stop the tree just short of it getting further away than we can use the music of the spheres for.
Okay, you're gonna burn your
So-
music of the spheres to try to rip the Malchior tree. I'll call it Malchior now, out of the ground.
The land with it.
I'm actually
It's
going
like
to
the
help
tree,
with
because
the
I'm
ground.
assuming the tree doesn't count as inanimate material, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I'll rip the tree out of the ground with the ground. So a mile, it'll be a 2-mile wide hole in the ground that I'm going to lift up out of the ground. And then I'm going to use my 9th level to open a gate to the maw and let it get all the tree and the land and everything that I rip up sucked through the portal into the maw. Or
Okay.
I'll open a portal to the star, whichever you prefer. If they have a sun.
All right. Okay. So while this this conversation between the Wild Hearts is going on, you guys all of a sudden see Adis.
Or Renly can do it. Since I did the imprisonment, since Renly came up with the idea, she could do it. Since you already did something big with this AI, if you want to do it, Renly.
Yes, I was getting the crown ready, and if everyone's tapped out of their crowns, I'll just be like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're pulling this tree out, guys. And then I will, I guess, check off the crown, and also using my 10th level to try to bolster this, and my spark. I'm using everything.
Roll the spark.
D5. Oh, okay. And So the idea is that my crown can manipulate material and divine nature, and I figured that the land is material and the tree might now be sort of corrupted divine nature. I don't know. But in any case, I'm trying to separate the two and rip the tree out and excavate it for a mile radius. This might break some roots, but I'm just trying to pull out the main heart and main mass of the tree. And then if Adis can maybe shove it through some portal, that would be lovely. But yeah.
Okay, so let me find your crown real quick. I just want to double check the wording. Where's your crown?
Thought I. Oh,
Where'd
I
you
found it.
guys
Here we
get
go.
Where'd you guys get these neat little crowns from?
I
It
don't
was
know.
it was a group
Do you have one,
effort of
Feldorn?
goddesses and gods, including Achelia.
I get you. I make Feldorn a crown.
I illusion Deimos' crown on his head.
So, Renly, you're choosing plant life, material, and divine plant life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Within a 1 mile radius. Okay. So, the music of the spheres would have been crude. It might have worked. This is tailor made to this application. So Renly, as the wild hearts are talking, and they're you all of a sudden flash with awakened light. Your body glows multiple different hues of color, blue for awakened, and then as you activate your crown, you interweave within the blue light streaks of vivid green. This all swirls and combines you in the height of your power and the supreme act of will. You speak, and the tree begins to shake and rip up outward out of the ground. This massive tree. The wild hearts gasp and take multiple steps backwards. Viltham, he vanishes in a flash of light, and reappears, about 300 feet away. Lamplolo, the treant, you see him shudder a bit. He would normally revert to a tree form, but seeing as you are manipulating nature completely, he just stands there, his jaw draped open, just in shock. Drusilla, cat-like, darts backwards into the shadow of Grand Trunk, who watches you, Renly, and bows his head in awe. The tree that Malchior had rooted himself into, turned himself into, and rooted himself, done everything he could to make himself immovable from this world. But since you guys arrested his expansion, Renly, you were able to rip the entire thing out of the ground. It is now floating up in the air and you're kind of floating up in the air along with it. It's a majestic sight. It's a majestic scene, and especially for the plant-based life forms in this area and all the creatures. You see fairies and plant creatures and all kinds of animals and stuff just all pausing, watching this happen. All right, what happens next?
I'm looking towards Adis like anytime.
I will say a quick prayer to Deimos' baby mama to please not interfere. And I will use what's her bucket's ability. Is this my legacy item to enhance the size um, of the gate, because it allows me to, I believe, increase its size. I don't know. Would you allow that to increase its size? The thing on my legacy weapon minus because it's distance, speed, damage, saving throw.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I will make, and I'll make it circular, a 40-foot diameter portal, the gate above the tree to the surface of the maw.
Okay. So you cast this spell, Adis, and as you do, you feel some resistance. Not on the other side of the gate destination. That door opens freely. You feel some resistance on this side of the gate opening.
Rinley, please tell your
But
peeps not to interfere.
Wait, who's stopping it?
Someone on this end.
I'm looking towards the Wild Hearts.
they all look around. Viltham pops back up, and he says he's on the ground. He can't fly, so he's looking up at you. You're probably 100 feet above him. And he says, "The queen, the queen is here. Renly, she wishes to speak to you."
Don't really, you're in trouble.
I can't hold it much longer. We have to do this now or it's too late.
Adis, unlike a divine or like when a greater god blocks a portal, this all of a sudden here roll an Arcana check, Adis.
Okay. I will spark it for funsies. So
This
126.
This feels to you like it's a smaller level authority, a smaller level overseer holding the trying to keep the gate from completing. Adis, you feel that you might be able to force it open anyway.
Do it! Also, Elwyn, show her what you've got! As in, God Elwyn.
Feldorn thinks it's a bad idea if we force it open if the queen is trying to stop it. There might be a reason she's trying to stop it.
Yeah, I don't care. I will force it open.
Okay, one more Arcana check.
Now it's Barky. Last one.
Okay.
110.
The portal, the gate that you activate, and you activated your legacy weapon, your legacy item on, and with awakened power, you will the portal, the gate to Lunaria open. And as it does, you feel the surge of air and material just begin to pour into it as the incredible vortex on the other side just begins to consume anything that it can. It's an incredible amount of force, and especially with the size of this gate that you've opened, big enough to force to accept the tree. You realize that this is actually quite dangerous. All around you, air, trees, animals, and creatures start being sucked up towards the portal.
Shoving it in
You
and
yourself,
hole.
Adis, you yourself start
yeah.
being pulled in the direction. Renly, you're finding it hard to stay in place.
I will put up a
Viltham
wall of force. I'll put up a
begins to
wall
fly
of
up through
force
the air.
to block Ellie, or not Ellie, Ridley and me from getting sucked in.
So can
Okay.
Feldorn tell whether that portal that they opened up is magical in any way, shape, or form?
The portal itself, yes.
Look, I cast a
It's
spell,
an incredible. So yeah, Feldorn. I mean, you see that it's an incredible act. Like it's Arcana on the level of something you haven't seen before. These guys are doing
Feldorn?
near on divine level acts. Yeah.
Beldorn is gonna wrap his good old staff of the Magi on the ground, burn every last charge it has, to see if he could dispel
I
that
counterspell it.
portal with it.
I counterspell it.
How
Can't
many?
counterspell if you can't see what I'm casting, and it's coming from
How
the
many?
staff.
Wait,
So there is
how many
no
charges do you
cap.
have?
It's a full staff. Like I had full
So
charges. That's
okay. So you're gonna try to dispel the portal.
yeah.
Okay. So hang on to that 1 second. Viltham begins to float up into the air, moving towards a portal. He goes, Renly! The fuck is going on? Grand
I'm
Trunk, you
shoving
see
that
him push his fingers into the ground to root himself into the dirt more steadily. The vortex on the other side, as the Maw of the Void is exposed to you guys, you look through and you catch a glimpse of incredible darkness. So let's see. The Elwyn, Renly, Deimos, and Adis roll a perception check.
Okay, I'm gonna open my eyes. I'm gonna look around.
When I use
Oh, I guess not.
my stats to double.
I guess Deimos it wouldn't make sense. Deimos, you have no idea what you're looking at.
No, I picked up the tree. Do you guys not see Deimos attached to the tree, floating in the air, thinking he's the one who's suplexing it right now? He's flexing hard as shit.
Ran away, remember? His tentacles.
No, those are roots.
Okay. As you guys look, Renly, you're closest since you're actually controlling the tree, and you're moving it. You're trying to push it in that direction. You look, and it's like you glance into the portal, and you have a unique vantage point from where you are, and you are looking at a darkness and a primal ferocity that is beyond. It almost overwhelms you. You feel it in your bones.
Do I also feel in my bones that feeding this tree to it would be a bad idea?
We already fed one god to it.
How are you trying to discern that?
Like, if this is a creature under the control of, the person who put it there, which would be a certain god that we're trying to get rid of, and basically it's being fed and powered up like those horses of destruction and mayhem, and feeding this tree would just supercharge it.
Didn't we figure out that it was like a cosmic force of nature in a way?
You did figure that out. You did learn that, yes.
From what's her face, Red Man's mom. It's
from Sashier?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's basically like a hurricane, but on a cosmic scale, in a sense, with teeth apparently, or sharks in it.
So it seems like an actual creature now, beyond besides that being, a primal force.
So, Renly, as far as answering your question, there's no way that you would know. You do know that it is larger and more powerful, way more than last time you saw it.
Alright, I guess all roads lead to the Maw. This will be the final villain endgame, and I shove the tree through.
Okay.
What could go wrong? We already fed it 2 gods.
The Maw of the Void, massive in scope and scale. I mean, if this is Lunaria, right? This is a plane that's equivalent to I mean the entire material plane. It's massive, right? So this is what it will look like when you were there. I mean, now it's full on. Oops, wrong one. It's consumed most of Lunaria. Okay, it's like this big now.
Yep, this will go great.
So
Okay.
my little portal's it's like this big inside here. It's so small it wouldn't even register.
Yeah. I mean,
One of those teeth is probably the size of a continent.
oh yeah. So I mean, if the like Malchior, his tree is. Wait, can I change the shape for this?
Yeah, if you hold, I think it's Control and Scroll.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, he's like, how small can I make this? That's the smallest I can make this icon. No, it's way smaller than that.
Zoom in more, and then you can shrink it. I think.
Anyway, it's way smaller than that. Okay.
Would it be like the green circle?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah. Malchior is as he's falling into the Maw of the Void. He's that little green circle, and he just goes further and further. And Renly, you're looking and you're seeing plants and trees and animals and creatures being sucked into this portal along.
No,
and
like,
Adis.
as soon as I plug it with the tree, I'm like, drop it!
Okay.
The tree's got roots that are a mile fucking long. The whole thing has to go.
Yeah, but I have a feeling with the mile-long roots, it'll sort of plug it up so that, what do you call it, other things can't go through. So as soon as those roots are through, you can drop.
I mean, I can
Sir,
try to stop people
I
from
get
going
some
through.
distance from him, and I'm like, to some of the trees that are there. Who the fuck invited these guys? Look at them fucking up your world. I don't know who they are.
You know what, Rinley? Don't shove the tree through. Let's let it destroy this fucking place.
Deimos is still holding on to
the tree.
very
Oh,
back
damn!
end of the
You guys
tree.
look.
I'm suplexing the shit out of these guys. You guys see what
That's
I'm
right.
doing? I'm
I
fucking
forgot about
amazing.
Deimos.
You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm fucking breaking this
Are you
shit
still
down.
holding the tree?
I'm the power of
He's
Tempest
he's
is
holding my
within
leg.
sight.
I
No,
hold him.
it's the power of Tempest
Ellen,
is within sight of
Ellen,
me. I'm gonna
Ellen, you're hanging-
smash
you're
the
hang-
shit out of this thing.
When you're hanging in the back, you're talking the Grand Trunk, and all of a sudden you realize, hold on, in this picture, right? So let's zoom all the way fucking in. Right? You look, you glance over there, and you realize that Deimos is on the back of this tree as it's falling into the Maw of the Void. he's there straining and trying to suplex it with his
Fucking beating
what
its
did you roll?
ass.
His
Can't
37.
do sh-
Your best roll was a 40. 44. His 44 athletics check.
Actually, add the +3 guidance to it.
That's
so
what
it's
that was with
47.
the plus thing. With his 44
Oh, was it?
athletics check,
Okay.
he's gripping the hell out of this tree. His
fucking strong as shit.
he's straining his thighs and his arms. He's trying his best to suplex this tree as it goes deeper and deeper into the Maw of the Void.
Tempest, are you watching me? I'm fucking
I'll pull
crushing
him,
this
I'll
shit.
pull him like towards me, but to a point where I'm assuming he's like closing his eyes, like with all his
Did we
strength.
remove the Deimos
I
tether?
don't know.
Nope.
I don't remember.
No, they haven't gotten rid of it yet because we didn't try and get the thing yet.
Okay, because they kind of had a falling out last session, but I'll say the Deimos tether's still in existence.
If not, I'll target him with my teleport and teleport him next to me. Either will work.
Okay, all right. So wait. So the last session, the Deimos tether. Didn't we do something with the Deimos tether?
We were
I
thinking
remember I
about-
said I'll give him my Deimos tether if like in exchange for something, but I don't remember what the exchange.
That's right.
was.
We didn't do it. We were talking about possibly using
Oh.
it to break the
It
one
was
of the axioms.
Yeah.
Okay, so it still works. It still works.
Okay.
As soon as the tree is through, I'll go.
Yeah, I pull him next to me, but to like where he doesn't even notice that he's not trying to suplex the tree anymore. He's trying to suplex my leg.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
on like Ellen's leg, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I got you real good. Hey, Mr. Tree, you're smelling a lot better now. Not as salty and loud, like you're a massive void trying to eat something. Oh,
And
this
It
is
is-
better.
I go back to talking with whoever I was talking to.
Adis,
Everybody
did you
seems-
close the
I
portal?
close, as soon as all of the trees through, I do, unless he dispels it first.
Nope, it goes away. Boom. Feldorn, you crack. You in that moment you cracked your you burn all the charges in your staff and the portal goes away. You're not sure if you closed it or if someone or if it whatever happened it did close.
Okay. Beldorn kind of eyes
Do I know
gives
the-
gives Adis the side eye.
Do I know the names of anybody who went through the portal?
Deimos.
That
Deimos
besides
did go through the portal. You
besides
don't. You don't know.
Okay. Ridley, names of anybody who went through the portal.
I do want to mention that with the
Quickly,
crown, I can
quickly.
pull out divine, like sculpt, divine and material nature. Could I have kept the rest of the plants? I was basically trying to excise just him and not any of the regular plants. Could I have kept the regular plants on the ground? Like I was trying to force them away from him, Malkior.
Roll. So, Renly, roll a wisdom. Let's see what. Wisdom check.
This would have been when I was doing the crown, right?
Yeah.
Eldorn looks over at Renly and goes, I thought you were supposed to be our friend.
Ridley,
You were the
names.
chosen one.
I have one
All right,
last
Renly.
regular spark left. Doubled?
Okay, Renly, you were able to save the majority of plant life and animal life from flying. Oh, it was plant life because your crown was plants. You saved
Nature,
all
yeah.
the plants, right? A good chunk of animals flew in, a couple fairies and stuff, but the plants are fine.
Names of any people who went through quickly.
That's what we're yelling. Who went through? Who went through?
All right, you're racking your thoughts.
Do I
Grand
have
Trunks.
names of
Anyone
people
else?
that went through?
You got 6 seconds, and I begin casting a spell.
Okay, Renly, roll a d10. Feldorn, roll a d20.
I'm asking the wild hearts as well because I'm like, they gotta know.
Yeah, Grand Trunk starts saying, and in the next, let's see, that's 1623. Okay, between Grand Trunk, Renly, and Feldorn, you guys all start shouting names. Adis, there's like so 23 names just get shouted out, and you have 6 seconds.
Well, yeah, because I started pre-casting the spell.
All right, so what are you doing?
I'm going to use Wish to cast a modified version of my Call Forth allies to bring all of them back.
Does that work on a different plane?
I'm using the Wish to alter. Temporary, just for this one time. I'm going to try to use the Wish to modify the spell to be able to pull them back from another plane.
Roll a so burn the spell. Burn the spell slots. Roll a d20 a percentile die.
Okay. So I'll run back up to the top. How often do we get our 10th level spell slots back?
It's
Every
like
3
once
days.
every
3
3 days.
Okay. Can I burn my 10th for the cast instead of a 9th to help with it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it. All right, you said roll a percentile?
Yeah. Okay. With your, so your high degree of intelligence, as all these names are being shouted out around you, you capture that information, and in that split second, you're able to modify your Call Forth Ally spell, and utilizing the gate that you just closed, you're really kind of using that trail, that path that you had blazed to Lunaria. As the gate was closing, you use the remnants of that spell to just piggyback onto it and create the small opening for the Call Forth Ally spell. Right here, you get 19 people back, 19 animals and creatures back. 84% of 23 is 19, so.
Okay, so all but 4. Okay.
All
Was
right.
Deimos one of those?
Deimos is already here. Did you guys not see me suplex this through Feldorn? I crushed that thing. Didn't have a chance. Look at my muscles. Tempest is pretty sweet.
Deimos, you're pretty darn sure that you suplexed that into another plane.
Yeah,
That tree.
if you follow,
It, Deimos,
Tempest
you
is
totally
jacked as
were a
shit.
portal opening through the ground.
Feldorn humors Deimos. He's like, yeah, man, you did a good job. That
Yes,
was a
appreciate
mighty
it.
nice suplex. I think
It was good,
Tempest would be
badass.
proud of you.
Yeah, Tempest is sweet. Tempest is like, oh, go beat up gods that are bad, and then it was a test. Then I somehow got over you, and I found a mean god, and then I beat it up, and like I just the power of Tempest. It just in working out and just eating right and just lifting weights and not giving up. It's just what it's about. Here's the pamphlet.
Feldorn ignores the pamphlet.
Oh, Midas, I just
Yeah.
assumed that the 4 that didn't make it back were unwilling.
Grand Trunk says, "Ho ho 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 ho! Don't worry there. I noticed one of the plant lives that did not return was my mother-in-law. Ho ho ho! No complaints here."
my god.
Apparently, she didn't want to come back. They have to be willing. I can't force them to come back.
Oh, well, I was not willing for her to return either.
Oh my god.
So it was a good sacrifice.
Also, did you notice what the mall looks like right now, guys? And I do a little holographic image of the mall right now that I saw. Look at
Fucking
those
that
feet.
thing. It looks weird as shit. It's like a big hole.
I mean, we did feed it now 2 gods, remember, Rinley?
We did. Fuck. Okay, rave now? Rave?
And now we fed it a 3rd one, but this one was pretty weak, so.
The
So
other
it's
wild
really
hearts
thick.
emerge, and they are amazed. Drusilla says, "Feldorn, who did you say your friends are?"
Feldorn actually goes, they're a little different than what I remember. I don't remember. I kind of gesture at Adis. I don't know who that is, but the
Feldorn,
other.
why don't you remember me? I was a girl and I had tits. It was weird. I almost looked the exact same, but instead of my wiener, I had a vagina.
When the hell were you a girl?
Dude, I had a vagina. And then everyone got mad at me as I still tried to pee like I had a wiener. It got everywhere.
The belt.
Deimos,
Yeah.
Deimos, Viltham
Hey.
says to you, "Hey, bro, this is the Feywild.
Yeah.
Half of the guys here have vaginas too."
Holy shit. No, it's like I'm trying to grab my junk and I'm pissing over my hands. And then, like, at my pecs, they look phenomenal when they're boobs. And I'm just crushing shit. And, like,
Viltham says,
it's ridiculous.
Of course, I do not, but many do. Just so you know.
Oh, yeah. But my wiener's back now. I'm a dude now again.
Deimos, you look up and you see a pink bubble, like a kid blowing bubbles, right?
Yeah.
A couple pink bubbles above you, and they both pop in the air. And as they pop, you hear, you swear you hear some sounds emerge from them. You look back and you see the Wildheart Lemplolo. He's just emitting a stream of bubbles, and as they pop, they make sounds. And it you don't realize it, but the rest of the party does, because you're not smart. But the rest of the party
That's
realizes that
smart
this is how Lamplolo speaks. And he's basically saying, that yeah, his roots look like tentacles.
Good. I know what roots look like. Can't trick me with that stuff, Whitney.
I mean,
Them
they're very
just smell
different.
as
They're
shit.
pink and kind of
You know
wriggly.
what? I was asked by a guy on the street to buy a hot dog for 2 copper pieces I talked him all the way up to 3 gold pieces, and you're telling me I'm not smart? I'm a genius.
You do charity really well.
Now, what are you talking about? I worked my price up.
Yeah.
Drusilla says to you, Feldor, and she says, "Definitely not pity fucking that one." Lamplolo, he as his bubbles are popping, he says he communicates to you all that the queen is not happy.
Where is she?
Renly,
I thought she was
feel
already here. This really
chill
fucking much.
go up your spine.
Oh god, I turn around.
Renly. Renly.
I dimension door behind Feldorn.
You see Queen Talazay in physical form walking across the plain to you. As that happens, the wild hearts all drop to their knees and bow before her. You do too, Feldorn.
So, yep.
She walks out and she says, "What the bloody fuck just happened here?"
I fucking suplexed the shit out of it. Woo! And this is pretty much Deimos. The entire time as I'm explaining how I fucking did it.
Showtime!
Please tell me that's the final. That's hilarious.
Queen Talazay. Yeah, that's what was that?
I think it's Ric Flair or something like
Ric
that.
Flair.
Ric Flair. That's Ric Flair. Yeah, it's Ric Flair.
It just never ends.
Queen Talazay comes out and she says, "Here we are. I was getting ready to throw an orgy, as I tend to do on Mondays. And all of a sudden, my land is being torn apart. Renly has returned. My will is being contradicted in my own kingdom." She says, "Who was it? Who was it that forcefully opened a gate in my land?"
Deimos steps forward, and I'm like, "What's up? My name's Deimos. Whoa! And did you not see me pick this bad boy up and throw that tree all the way down with these
Feldorn looks at Deimos and
pythons?"
kind of tells him, "Shh."
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
And
be
then
quiet.
and then Feldorn points at Adis and says, "It was that one over there."
But Deimos does think he did it.
Yes, I know, but I still point over at Adis and say, "It was that one over there."
She looks back. She looks at Adis. She looks at Deimos. She looks at you, Renly. And she just glares. And she says, "Oh." She says,
I give a bow and say, "A pleasure to see you again."
"I know you."
You do.
Did
you
she?
have something in mind?
She smiles. She says, "I do." I
I
remember
hope
now.
it's serving you well.
Oh, it is. It is. Tell me, and she thinks, she scrunches her brow. "Adis, tell me, Adis." She says, "How was it?" And she kind of saunters up to you. So she's let's see, you're human, right, Adis? Or are you elvish?
Yes.
You're human? Okay, she's about a head shorter than you. And as you look at her, she looks faintly, maybe at some point kind of elvish, but not, definitely not. But she's a head
walking
shorter
by
than
me
you.
to get to Adis. I'm gonna stop her
Mhm.
real quick and like with genuine confusion in my face, I'm gonna say, "You look familiar. Have we banged?"
Fuck, I just got it.
How nice when that we probably did.
She looks at you, and she says, oh, not yet, dear, not yet. But don't worry. If you're in my kingdom long enough, we definitely shall.
Oh no, I'm not like that anymore. Just wondering. All right, never mind.
She glares at you. She glares at you, and Elwyn, you feel a very forceful charm spell begin to wrap itself around your mind. Roll a.
I legendary resist it.
Are you in your
Yeah, it was
Pride of Bahamut
turned
form?
God form. Yeah, to kick the tree's ass.
And then he,
Okay.
he
Right, well,
did
that's
all that and then pretended like he didn't know us.
I'm gonna say that because that's a 1 minute thing. I'm gonna say this is the end of that 1 minute. Okay.
Sounds good.
So you shake it off, and we'll say your power begins to fade away. And but you feel her influence try to wrap around, and as you rebuff her, you see her blink and stagger a bit and step backwards as she stares at you and she shakes her head.
Hey,
I just walk
says,
away.
he got rejected, and he'd bang anything. That means you're gross. Oh shit, that's not funny. It's her. Don't take that personally, lady.
she says, "Oh, I'm going to have that one."
She
She licks her lips. She says, "I will definitely have that one." Then she continues walking to Adis. No, and she says, "Drusilla, dear, please make a note of that one. Put him near the top of my list." Drusilla says, "As you wish, madame." And then she continues walking to you, Adis. She says, "Now, Adis," she says, "you've changed. My, how you've changed. All of you. Renly, you as well. You have grown so. My, I am not mad. Oh, not mad that you forced your way into my world and opened a portal against my will. No." She
Oh,
says,
nice.
"I'm
She's not
honored
mad,
that you
guys.
are
We can
here."
leave.
That's good to hear.
Thanks. Alright, now we're gonna leave. After you give us provisions, I'm so happy you're not mad.
In our
We broke a
defense,
lot of
Provisions?
things.
Yes,
In our-
please come this way. Come back to my
in our-
palace and enjoy the full splendor and she says, and luxuries of the Feywild.
Do you have a
in,
weight
in
set?
our defense, Your Majesty, Gren Trunk and Feldorn did ask for us to await your arrival. However, unfortunately, due to the circumstances at hand, we didn't have time to wait. We had to act, or, well, I didn't want to see what would happen to us if we, didn't deal with the problem at hand by the time you showed up. So I figured forcing the portal would probably piss you off a whole lot less than you showing up and half your territory being on the verge of being destroyed.
She smiles and she says, "Water off a swan's back. No, I am not angry anymore. Having seen what you all can do, I
Insight
think."
check.
Okay.
I want to know if she's being sincere.
As best as you can tell.
Okay.
She says, "I think we are going to be the best of friends."
Okay.
Drusilla? She says, "Yes, my queen? Where is this one on my list?" Drusilla pulls out a parchment. It's you guys, one of you glances over and you see it's many hundreds of names long. And she says, somewhere, 420-ish. Queen Talazay says, I see. Adis, she says, Um, Come back to my domicile, please. All of you, you are all my guests. She says, I have much to share with you, and me being just a simple queen here, surely you might find ways to aid me in my own work and the things I wish to accomplish.
For sure. Yes, Temp, anything that we can do to help. Because Tempest is a justful and super cool god, and he would want me to do that. I just have to ask of the weight room situation you have here, because no one seems swollen. It's kind of disturbing me, and I have to make sure I can lift my weights.
I have a question, Midas,
Mhm.
for point of order and mechanics.
Okay.
So, because this will help me gauge how powerful this lady is, because since it was my spell, I would know if it worked or not. Elwin's actually mind blanked. He's immune to charms.
Okay. It was definitely a powerful intrusion. It was enough that you think to possibly have overcome your mind blank spell. But Elwin was
That's
also
terrifying.
his Pride of Bahamut form. It wasn't a surefire thing. It was strong enough to contend, but you're not sure if it would have broken through.
Okay, that's a little terrifying.
Okay. After Deimos kind of finishes his speech, Talazay says, Drusilla, dear. Yes, my queen? She says, make sure that one is not on my list whatsoever. And Drusilla
Good
says,
choice.
she nods, and she says, however, she says, what? Put him near the top of yours, please. And Drusilla goes, fuck.
What they
Talise,
Deimos?
can I? Talise,
Were they pointing
may
at
I?
Deimos?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait,
Your,
are we
your
gonna
Majesty,
wrestle? I fucking break you, I win. I'm way stronger than you are.
Your Majesty, may I ask you a personal question?
Yes, Adus, of course you can.
How many times has Renly been on your list?
Renly? Oh, she's permanently in my top 10.
I thought so.
Right, Renly?
I already hidden behind Deimos because Deimos is much bigger than I am.
Wait, Renly, does this lady have a list? Because she can't get anyone, so she has to call a bunch of people, and it never works.
You're going along on the right track, except it usually works.
So
It usually
Renly,
works.
you know that she's been pursuing you for a while. She um well she literally and figuratively wants your heart. So that's what it means to be in the top 10 of her list.
Who's number one on your
I
list?
say, hey, Talazay,
Yes.
you don't want Deimos on your list. You know that he's the one that got Selune pregnant.
What? Saloon, she's so nice. She brought us back to life, and like she works for for Tempest as a secretary.
Illustrate.
And, Illustrate, yeah, she
Oh,
works for
Illustrate,
Tempest as a
She
secretary.
also fucked over Euphemia, by the way. Did you know,
What?
Deimos?
What? No. They worship each other. Euphemia worships
Oh,
Illustrate.
there's bad blood there now.
And I'm just confused. She always keeps stabbing me for no reason. I'm just walking down the street, and then half I know I got a fucking sword through my side. And apparently, I kicked the wrong rock. My bad. I'm
That's a
sorry.
lie. You
Yes, who's
impregnated
number
a
one on
god,
your list?
Deimos.
Tell us who's number one on your list.
Probably Renly.
No, I'm top 10, baby. But
Number one is included in the top 10.
Talazay says,
Who's number one?
oh, that is what I'm going to talk to you about. You see, I have a couple of requests to make.
You're
Please,
boring.
please.
I'm gonna walk away. Let's go. I'm hungry.
You start walking, and you find yourself walking back towards her palace because
Holy shit.
the ground
Yeah.
itself starts to move and move you in the direction of her
Holy
palace.
shit, guys. When I walk, I'm so strong. I'm literally bending the ground now. And that's what you get from working on your squad game.
Hey, Renly. On a side note, I was doing some research, and I think we could accommodate that queen's request of yours without harming you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she wants your heart. Well, I could actually accommodate that.
I'm gonna need more to drink than tea for this.
All right, I got
My
to.
Renly, I'll kill you.
Oh, I don't have to hurt Rinley. I can actually make. We'll have this kind of a private combo. So Elwood, I have this spell that I can cast, and what it will do is
More
it will create
drinks! More
it will
drinks! We
create
are going
perfect
for a party! More
a
drinks!
perfect biological clone of Rinley without
Na
a
na na
soul,
na na na
without a
na
soul,
na na.
without a soul or anything. It'll be in stasis, and we can take the heart out of that body and give it to the queen, and it will have no effect on Rinley whatsoever. That's actually a spell that I have.
Dances afterwards.
I feel like this guy like impersonates Damos pretty well.
That's pretty great.
That was good. All right,
So
I'm back.
happy.
All right.
Sorry.
It's adorable.
All right, so
I muted you guys because I was watching the guy
Alright.
dance.
you guys are so Adis and Renly, you guys can try to work on that, but the all the animals, all the creatures, all the fae and the wild hearts, and they start herding you all back towards Talazay's palace. And as you guys all go, she's talking. She's talking about, well, actually about herself quite a bit. There's all the things she wants to accomplish, about all those who want to get in her way, and how she's so glad that you guys are all now her private guests. Okay, so just some background into the Feywild now that you guys are here. Renly and Feldorn, you know this. So you guys have some thoughts on how it all is put together. So this is the land, the region that's ruled by, it's called Ilienbruen, right? It's run by and it's under the command of the Fey Elves, and that's who these people are. Elves who long ago came to the Feywild, and over the millennia adapted, became one with, and grew to accommodate themselves to this primal and very, very different land. So they're the Fey Elves. They are just one faction, one of the 5 main factions within the Fey. And they're the weakest and the youngest, to be true. The weakest and the youngest faction, the Fey Elves. Okay. Her wild hearts, her 4 wild hearts, and you guys know them: Feldorn, Drusilla, Viltham, and Lomplolo, are her primary enforcers, her strongest warriors. But the 4 other factions are have larger territories, more influence, and more renown. The first of them that you guys know of is the Yester sisters. They are they're more like a large coven of hags and witches. They subscribe to very archaic and primitive practices. Yet their power over nature is quite great. They are known for making lots of prophecies, but and their prophecies almost always come true. But it's a subject of disagreement about whether or not they actually see the future, or whether or not they just make the things that they say happen after they say them. And then you have a neutral party called the Drigblooms. Right? This land, these creatures are caretakers of nature. They're the voice of all non-sentient things, right? So plant life, and some of the more primitive animals. They're the uniting of all those minds, and their authority, and they're considered wise, very wise, and very close to um, the earth here in the Feywild. Their unique thing, though, is that they are considered to be the voice and to speak for Yggdrasil, the World Tree, which is at the center of the Feywild. And you also have the mysterious Old Fae, fairies of old, very withdrawn, but when they do come out, they're very petulant and cantankerous. The Old Fae, very, very, very deeply rooted in this land. And the final faction is they're part of the very lifeblood of the Fae. They're called the Tempers. Because the Feywild is, even though it's close to nature, and it vaguely resembles the material plane. So trees and animals and creatures all vaguely resemble things that exist on the material plane. The rules that govern the Feywild are very different. The magic is primal. It's volatile and fickle. Everything is a twisted or manipulated or like alternate version of itself. Emotion is big here. As creatures feel, and as their emotions rise and fall with the events and the things that happen, so nature around them reflects it, and nature itself is emotional. The four tempers, are lords of emotion here in the Feywild. So each of these factions have their own wild hearts, their own royalty, their own deep powers. And Talazay, being the weakest ruler of the factions, has you guys know, has a lot of ambition, and definitely has plans for how the balance of power in the Feywild is going to be in the future. Okay?
Yeah.
That is the Feywild.
Prepare this.
Alright.
So, I'm
Fel-
assuming only the Fey elves are gonna be there.
I feel like
This
Tempest
is-
could help
yes.
a lot in this place.
Yeah. So Grandthorn summoned all the creatures, or a lot of creatures within Ilian right? Just this land. It not going out to the other four realms.
Cool.
Okay. And Renly, in your travels here, you spent a lot of time with the Fey Elves. So you know Talazay, and you know Grandthorn and the rest of them, and lots. You're very familiar with this land. You did venture to the other places in the Fey. Some of them, a couple of them, just very briefly. But you are mostly familiar with the Drigblooms, the caretakers of Yggdrasil. That's
I figured,
where,
yeah.
that's where you spent a lot of your time.
Because my legacy weapon is sort of related to that, I feel, right?
Yeah, it was hewn from Yggdrasil itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so the World Tree is here.
Alrighty.
By
Okay.
this, I have a question.
Yes.
Has my imprisonment ended?
The spell?
Yeah, because I would be aware
Yep.
of it.
Oh yeah. As soon as it entered the Maw of the Void.
Okay.
Yeah, it was shattered as soon as it entered the Maw of the Void.
Then this is probably good and dead. Hopefully. As long as he didn't make them on, that would really suck.
Any questions or anything you guys are want to ask about what I just said?
Who's the
I think I'm
strongest
good.
one?
On our way to the wherever we're going, Grinley, I'm gonna ask Grinley to do a little pit stop, and when they redo a communion with nature to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Sounds good.
Deimos, you're asking that question. Who's the strongest one?
Like, which is the strongest bro, or chick, or thing? Because I gotta tell him, Tempest got something coming for him, and I'm gonna have to convert him and show him what's what.
So, you find yourself talking to Lumplolo as you guys are walking, and he kind of glances at you. He's easily 3 times your height, Deimos, right? And he kind of looks down, and a couple bubbles break away from his skin, and they kind of pop next to you, and you hear this in the air.
I bet. Alright. You deserve this, and I slap a pamphlet on him. I tape it on him real good. And that's how I look this over. Because, my friend, you might not feel cool being a stick dude with bubbles coming out of you, but you know what? Tempest is there. He's gotta lift them
Roll-
weights.
Deimos, roll a perception check.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna roll a perception check. Fucking sweet at perception. Perceptive as fuck.
Oh,
What the
okay.
fuck am I
Alright.
even looking at? I don't even know.
You slap the pamphlet on his bark, and as it does, you talk to him about it, and you flip through the pages, and you experience a moment of cognitive dissonance. You're like, wait a
What the
second,
fuck is
huh?
this?
Because your
Okay.
pamphlet is filled with drawings of a buff individual, with cat ears,
What the fuck
being,
the cat
like,
ears at?
wrapped up with this really spiny fish octopus mermaid thing, right?
This fucking-
And doing all kinds of really weird sex stuff.
Is this a nightmare? Why is there a
But
furry
you get
banging
a
an
full dose of it.
octopus?
You get a full dose of it.
Deimos-
You with a natural 20. You every image in that thing is burned into your mind.
Yeah. I don't know what to do, but this is just it. Shit. Oh, I'm an idiot. No, can't save stupid caption.
Great Deimos.
Who was it that
This is-
changed all his
This is
pamphlets?
Deimos. This is Deimos right now. As he's just contemplating everything that's happening.
Said Pablo. Alright, so you're quiet. Lumplolo looks at you because he says that he's the strongest, and then all of a sudden you get sad, and you hear Deimos. You don't even pay attention, but you hear a couple more bubbles pop next to you.
Isn't Deimos scared of this guy because his roots look like tentacles?
Oh no, those are just roots.
All right. Who was it? Remind me, guys. Who was it that changed? Deimos. Who was it that changed your pamphlets?
I think that was
I think it was
Elwin and
Adis.
Renly or Adis or somebody. I don't even
No,
fucking
I
know.
wouldn't
No,
do that to you.
none of
It
us
was
did it.
it was before
Change that pamphlet. Someone did something when with oh fuck, what's his name?
It was the boy king. The boy king. Something
No.
with the boy king.
He changed the pamphlets. Well, the pamphlets have been changed a couple times.
No.
But
Because you
the-
gave out all your pants for workout, and the boy king, it became the doctrine of his land, and then all of a sudden a god somewhere. Which god was it that changed all your pamphlets to
It was
pictures of?
No, it was frick, what's his name? It's oh frick, he's a skeleton boy. That keep getting
Oh!
I forgot his name.
Oh,
The
Cornelius.
fight guy.
It was
Yeah,
Cornelius.
that's
Yeah,
happening.
Cornelius did
Oh,
that.
That's right. He was trying to help you.
Yeah, he was trying to help. Yeah.
And then
Okay, that's
basically everything got desecrated back in little boys.
Yeah,
Laughing.
Cornelius
Yeah, the boys
is a
land,
straight
yeah.
G.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right. So in
Now Davis is
King
flagged
Tyrell's land.
blacklisted.
Yeah. Oh, what was the?
Deimos got the band hammered by the Boy King.
That's right. You got banned. It was in Oh, Hasselin, yeah,
Carolyn?
the land of
Yeah,
Hasselin.
yeah.
There, you get banned. You're never welcome there again because they worshipped your they read all your everyone was working out and reading your pamphlet as treating it as doctrine, and then all of a sudden all the pamphlets got turned into like tentacle and octopus porn, and they
Yeah.
said you got uninvited.
It was like
I-
pornophilia
yeah.
and plus bestiality and everything, and it's like, what?
That's- Some weird shit happened.
So right now, Deimos, you're sad face, but Lamplola is walking away. He says, "Fuck right." He's the strongest. But one of your pamphlets is still stuck to his leg as he's walking away.
Nice. But I go back to being staring into the distance, trying to figure out what life is. Why is the sky blue? I don't know.
Okay, you guys get to Talazay's palace, and here in Illubrian, the elves have the Fey elves have integrated their their city with the trees and with nature around it. So you guys look up, and all through the trees and the canopy up above you, the city is interwoven with the the naturescape. So as you're walking through, you see elves and creatures and fairies and birds and all things all over the place, just kind of just looking down at you through the scape of Illubrian. All right, and this is just a small part. This is just the first glimpse that you're getting of it. The city itself spans the entire forest. You guys continue in, and Talazay leads you to this one large room, this one large building that's hollowed into, not really hollowed out of a tree. It's like the tree purposely grew so that this large chamber could exist within it. And as you arrive, attendants, fairies, and fey elves in all kinds of garments, and much of their clothing very sheer and simple. They come in, and they attend to Talazay, they tend to the Wild Hearts, they even tend to you. They spritz you with water, and they drape flowers and all these different branches and ivies over your head and shoulders. Fairies come in, and they sprinkle painted glittery dust over your cheeks and over your hair, as all these creatures come in, and they begin to just adorn you in the way of the Fey Elves. Yes, Renly, you're glowing. Your skin is very hydrated and glowing. You look around, and the Wild Hearts, they take to this. They bask, and they really are enjoying the treatment. Talazay is as well. And Talazay says, "Allow my attendants to continue making you at ease." She looks up at the sky. She says, "In an hour or so, I will call for you in my throne room. Come." She points at Viltham, and Drusilla, and she says, "Come this way. I have words to have with you." And the three of them kind of venture off. Lomplolo goes in a corner and kind of roots himself into the ground and goes tree form. And he gets quiet. So right now you guys are in kind of a parlor waiting area. As fairies and elves. Yeah, you guys are all there. Feldorn, what do you choose to do? Do you choose to go with the other Wild Hearts, or do you choose to stay with the party?
Elnorn stays with the party. It's been a while since he's interacted with the party.
Okay. So you guys have a few minutes to talk to each other and figure some things out. What do you want to say?
Eldorn, I'm gonna just go ahead and explain the real reason we're here. Do you know why we're here? Like, this is person, like, player, not character.
No, I don't really remember.
Okay, so we're fighting Bane, and he's got some minions that we can't just beat the shit out of. We got to come up with a different way to beat him, and for some reason we ended up here because we thought we were gonna get the answers here in the Feywild. So, would you happen to know the answer to our queries, which I'll let Renly explain why we're here, because I really don't know.
Well, there are three truths, and basically to defeat them and not turn out like Deimos, and I point towards Deimos, who is now, rewind 4 years and everything lost. We need to basically approach them with the opposite of what they are, or something that is a paradox to their existence or truth. And as you can see, there are three truths: the exchange of force, the learning of truths, and the binding of things. And do you have any idea if there is an opposite or paradox to any of these things that you have seen or heard of in the Feywild?
Eldorn has
Feldorn.
not.
Feldorn, roll a history check.
I will guidance you and pray for you.
Feldorn, as they mention these things, a couple ideas come to your mind, right? But and they work themselves around for a couple seconds, and you're thinking about, like, you know what, maybe this, but then you feel in your mind as if a lock can put on, and you can't say anything about it. You know that the Queen's influence over you won't allow you to speak of things that she won't permit. So you can talk around them, but you can't actually say them or express them.
Classified.
So it's like where you are forced, where you cannot tell the truth, but you can tell a lot of white lies or something around the truth.
He can't communicate these thoughts that he's having to you guys at all. It's forbidden, but it's not like there's a couple topics that you can't speak about. It's just that it's like she's there. It's almost like she hears the conversation, and she's just locking down his ability to speak about those things. He can speak around them. He can talk about the fact that he can't talk about it, but he just can't say what they are.
Eldorn just looks at you and says, I can't, like, he just tells you guys that he can't talk about it.
Well, is it related to the first amino, or the second amino, or the third amino? Just blink.
He can't.
Okay, not blink.
Actually,
He's just there staring at your face and
Alright,
giving you this, like, what did I just finish saying look.
You have haven't blinked at all. Wow. Okay. Wow. Oh, your eyes are tearing up. Okay, you can blink just normal. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, blink.
He
Feldorn, you
clears
know.
his throat and... Go ahead.
Oh, so Feldorn, here, actually, let me just whisper this to you.
So do we need to get like permission from your mom, or what's the deal here?
So Feldorn, as you know that your history here is that you were taken in by Talazay. You arrived here broken and on the verge of death, with the essence of the Black Lotus just coursing through your veins. It was Talazay, but not really Talazay. It was really the Treants that are under her command, that took you in and nurtured you back to life. But it was, definitely under her command, and she's been lording that over you ever since. And her influence stretches it into your mind, and at some point she can even control your body. She like, you can't go places she doesn't want you to go. Things like when she summons you, you have to come. When she dismisses you, you have to leave. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's kind of like a dominatrix.
Yep.
You okay there, buddy?
Kinda.
So, I mean, you're free to explain that to them, but there's certain things she just won't let you talk about that, and I'll let you know what those are.
Yeah, Feldorn goes ahead and he explains it to everybody.
So what you're saying is you do know what the information we're seeking. It's just you can't tell us. Literally, you can't tell us.
Pretty much.
Oh well, that sucks. Is there a way that around this? Do you have to get permission? Do we have to ask her to let you tell us? Does Deimos have to bang her to get the information?
Guess we'll find out
I
in an hour.
I do have a way to get around it.
Feldorn's like, yeah, we'd have to get her to release me, but I don't think that's gonna go about easy. This is basically the price that I paid for her helping me.
Did you agree to it?
Hmm?
Did you agree to this?
Yes.
Huh.
We had no
I mean,
choice.
Where's the contract? I know a lawyer.
I could get around this if you want, Elwin, without breaking any rules and without getting him in trouble.
Feldorn looks at Elwin and shakes his head and says, I don't trust that one.
Yeah, me either. But sometimes he's got good ideas. Let's just hear him out.
I can make an identical copy to Feldor that she has no control over with all his memories.
Loophole.
Yep, loophole.
That actually sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Look, Feldorn, I hear you. I don't like the guy either, but sometimes he's got good ideas.
That's the biggest compliment Elwin has given Edith ever.
Ever in
No,
like
it's
years.
not. No, it's not. No, it's not. The biggest compliment Elwin has given me is that time when I kablooied something and he was like, wow, I want to see more of that.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
did
yeah,
like 80,000 damage.
Yeah, that time that you actually hit something.
Oh my god.
You
Oh,
guys
burn.
usually kill everything too fast, so I can't do anything.
Deimos
So-
would be laughing right now if he wasn't just kicking doors in to see how strong their doors were. They're not very strong, guys. I kicked them all in.
So it's up to you, Feldorn. I mean,
Yeah, I can't
that's-
do it. I can't do it without. I don't think I can do it without his permission, but let me check.
No, we definitely want his permission. We don't.
No,
wanna...
no, I'm
He's
talking
an
about
old
her.
friend.
No, what I mean is she could
Oh,
try to make him see
Feldorn
now.
doesn't think it's a good idea.
Let's see here.
Is that you saying it, Feldorn, or is it Pseudo Feldorn. Blink
We won't-
twice if it's you.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't do that! Oh no! He's not blinking anymore. Crap!
Yeah, I don't need his permission. I prefer it, but I don't need it.
Well, we know how this is gonna go.
This is kind of into the world kind of bullshit, and this kind of tip around the bush bullshit, people getting in our way crap. It's just making things harder.
Once again, Feldorn says,
Kind of like this.
I don't
entire
think
land
it's a
would
good
be-
idea.
This entire land right now would have been dead if I had stopped your queen from interfering.
Well, to be fair, this land would be okay if we hadn't come here in the first place. If we hadn't brought
For the record,
I mean, allegedly.
for the record, I was
Allegedly.
Whistling in the background.
for the
We're like a
record,
force in nature, like the Maw, or whatever
For
the
the
fuck you
record-
guys were talking about.
For
Like a
the record,
cosmic
Feldorn,
entity.
for the record, Feldorn, I was the only one opposed to bringing that fucker here. Just saying.
Yeah, it was me just going against Adis is why we brought him. I didn't want to bring him either. I just wanted to go against Adis.
Oh,
So that was my bad. That one's on me, guys.
You're talking about great idea. We got Feldorn back.
No, it wasn't your bad, Elwyn. It was Rinley's idea. You just
it was
went along
my
with it.
idea. I have all the bad ideas: tentacles, ropes, Colonel in Feywild. But hey, Feldorn.
Again, Feldorn looks at you guys and says, I don't think this copying thing is a good idea. And he'll whisper to Owen again, I don't trust that guy. Plus, there's certain things that his spell won't be able to copy that she'll know.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, Adis, I thought it was a good idea. That's along the lines that we need to be thinking outside the box. But if Feldorn doesn't think it's a good idea, then let's move on to the next one.
Okay, guys. I throw down 20 doors that I broke in front of you guys. I don't know if this will help,
Feldorn,
but I
grabbed my
broke
laser
20
and
doors.
And I
Feldorn,
start shining it on the wall,
Hmm?
and just to entertain Demos while he chases it while we talk.
Oh, the kitty
Feldorn.
and Deimos are excited.
Oh
Feldorn,
shit!
how about
This is some top tier shit right here. This is primo
Hold
entertainment.
on, I got some primo entertainment. Hey, Feldorn, how about I give you a demonstration so you can see exactly what it does?
Feldorn still says no.
Not on you, on one of us. It'll be really funny, actually. I'm gonna slap Deimos on the back and cast Simulacrum on it.
Did you just say you interrupted Deimos from catching a laser?
No, Deimos is gonna interrupt Deimos as another Deimos appears out of thin air.
Turning up, I cannot tell what the fuck you're saying.
You cast Simulacrum. So you make an identical copy of Deimos in his current form.
Mhm.
Oh, we could get a Deimos to babysit Deimos?
It's
Oh, shit.
it's absolutely identical.
This
thing,
could
he
be
just-
the most genius move or the destruction of the universe.
He can't regenerate used spell slots, but other than that, he's identical to the.
I mean,
character.
neither can Deimos because he has no juice left from Bane.
That's right. That's right.
So Deimos, you have two characters because I tell it it's under your control, and it lasts
Bro!
until it's dispelled or destroyed.
Alright, so this is what Deimos does with this thing. I mean, obviously, Elwyn's a better best friend, but they're gonna go ape shit on even more doors and try to find cooler places.
So I'm just saying, if you as a clone of yourself and you bang yourself, that's really just like masturbation, right?
It's called self-cess. There's a word for it.
Feldorn, you acknowledge what was happening. You realize it's a spell that was cast, and it's a pretty high level version of an arcane spell. But you're gonna do a demonstration. Do something physical. I don't know. Choose something to do that would demonstrate why they can't make a copy of you. What would you do? Well, some physical feat. That could be like.
So something
Lick your own
physical.
Now,
No.
this Deimos is just normally clothed, and it doesn't have any of Deimos's items, by the way.
Which, I mean, Deimos wearing tidy whities. So he's nude?
Well, I can pull off the tidy whities, but I can't like do. It doesn't duplicate any like.
That's
magic
a
items
good
and stuff.
question. I wouldn't know how to. I wouldn't know what to do.
It could.
Okay.
Well, if this might help, the simulacrum can't copy
Oh,
any
uh,
natural ability. Like it can't copy.
so
abilities
I'm
granted
I'm
to
gonna
the
actually
creature.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and activate my essence of the Black Lotus.
Yeah,
Still have
that's
that
probably
within
not.
you.
That's probably not something.
Okay.
That would be one thing.
Okay. You do that, and you guys see wisps of so this is unlike anything you guys have seen before. You've been to hell and you've seen souls be exchanged and consumed like currency. You've been in the shadow realm. You've seen the ethereal realm and the astral plane. This is something different. You fought demons. You fought all kinds of creatures and ghosts and pirates, pirate ghosts. But this is different. Feldorn, as he moves, and you see echoes of hand. So as he moves his hand, you see echoes of other hands move along with his. He walks. He jumps. He crouches down and jumps, and you can see echoes and shades of other legs that kind of just like push along with his, and he leaps higher, way higher than his physical form should be able to. Right? He lands and he draws his hex blade out. Okay, and you see echoes of it, of other blades, of other arms wielding a sword, mirrored and transposed over his own.
That's neat. When did you learn how to do that?
What are you doing, Ridley?
I kind of tilt my head toward the queen, mentioning that she's the one that taught me how to do it.
So what does it actually do? Is it a magic trick?
Yeah. Give us details.
Should I light some lights so that you can do shadow work on the wall?
What does
Should
it
I,
do?
should I give you a beat?
I clap along with it slightly.
So
these
Feldorn,
yeah, go on. You can say it.
yeah, Feldorn goes on to explain what it does. So the spirits will passively boost me, granting me physical strength, like you saw when I leaped. I'm able to consume the spirits to do other things, and I'm
Wait, you eat them?
Feldorn
Consume
looks
charges.
at
You don't actually consume the spirits. You consume
Yeah.
the use of that spirit
Oh,
day
okay.
for that day.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, that's some dark ass shit right there.
These are spirit allies. These are the remnants of the spiritual remnants of allies that Feldorn in its previous lives have gathered throughout the ages. They come to his cause because Feldorn has gained the ability to see and to interact with the spiritual realm.
Nice.
I say we bring
Yeah.
back all the gods now.
So there's a lot of places that this power can go. Right now, Feldorn, you're what I put in your character sheet is what you know how to do with it. But this is a great source of power for you, and it'll grow along the way.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So in wrapping up tonight, you hear a fairy come in, announce that the queen is ready to see you all. You guys have all been regaled in your fairy attire. You look fit to walk amongst the fae, and you guys head out to the prime receiving chamber of her palace. All right. So this is part reception party. Unfortunately, the orgy was put on pause, but it's not completely out of the picture.
No. Okay.
And she definitely has business to talk with you guys about.
All right.
Okay. And we'll pick up there
was
next
I able
week.
to get enough rope for me and Damos's clone to tie the now 60 doors that we broke as we drag them along, just in case it's a spell component we might need later.
Amos,
Sure.
gotta
You
make
know,
a
and
copy
in
of
fact,
your-
you went and you talked to Lamplolo, and he grew some rope for you, and gave it to you.
Sick. All right, cool. So yeah, we're pulling the.
You need a copy of your current character sheet so you can keep track of your clan.
And
Oh,
I need
hell
a
yeah.
copy of your social security number and your
What's your mother's maiden
hold
name?
on, before we
and the
go,
name of your first dog.
Hey Rinley, I could do this to you too and send the copy off with the queen.
Let us just say that the entire conversation we had were like in hot springs because we needed to bathe. So yes, all the conversation, including the whole, like duplication of Deimos and all, was like in very, very misty, hot, soothing hot springs. Okay?
That didn't answer the question.
Put a pin on it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll pick it up there next week. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Have a
All
good
right.
night,
You guys are in the
Good
Feywild.
Yep.
night.
Thanks for running.
Oh,
Yep.
for
Thanks,
running.
guys.
Alan, before you leave,
Appreciate you guys. Switching days this week.
Yeah, we're back to Monday next week. Next Monday.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
Cool.
I
Hey,
will
Alan.
talk to you.